To start, we're going to create some groups to keep track of our target of voters that we're going to pursue for precinct captain recruiting. So let's create a new group called Recruit Captains. Save that. And then after we visit these houses, we want to track their responses. So let's create some groups for the responses. And we'll make that a subgroup of Recruit Captains. And here's our list of groups. So now we need to populate that group with the voters and others that we're going to use to target. So we go to main menu, targeting, and we're only going to include the precincts where we don't already have a leader. So on Mac, hold the command key down while you click on the precincts. On Windows, it would be the control key that you hold down to select multiple precincts. Now once you've gone through and gotten all your precincts selected, since there's a chance you might want to use these same precincts again in future selections, and you don't want to have to spend the couple minutes it takes to select them all, you can come up here to save as custom district and name it whatever you want to call it. Maybe precinct captain. And then you would just click save there. Now I've already done that in the past, so after you've done that, the next time you come to targeting, if you just want to include only those precincts, you can come to custom districts where you've saved your custom selection, and when you click that, it's going to narrow it down to only those precincts. Either way, once you've either selected the individual precincts or selected the custom district, you just click next page, and now we're on the demographic and voting history. So in our case, we're only going to target voters between ages 40 and 65 who voted in both the last two generals and the last two primaries. So I'll select those 4 checkboxes, and I'll change this to all, meaning they had to vote in all of the checked elections. And you can see this is only for Republicans that we'll be including. Now we click next page, and that's the count that it's narrowed down to. We don't need to do any filtering by groups at this point, and all we want to do is add that selection to the group called Recruit Captains. And if we go back now to our group management listing, we can see we've got 1,962 voters in that group now. Now in our case, we also have a list of Republicans that have donated to a Republican candidate in 2012 or 2014 to state office candidates. So if I pull that list up, here we have it here. In this case, we've gotten the list actually out of webElect from the new contribution query module. So we're going to highlight that column of voter ID numbers and do Command C or Control C to copy it to the clipboard. Go back to webElect, and now we need to create a group to hold those. So we'll go add new group. We'll name it Rep Donors. Save it. Click on the group list to go back to it, and now we can click import for that group. Hit Command V or Control V to paste those numbers into that box. Click save, and now we've added all those voters into that group. Now the next step is to get the voters in this group that are in those precincts also added as targets to our Recruit Captains group. So we'll go to main menu, targeting, custom districts, narrow it down to those precincts. Next page, we don't need to do any filtering here other than age, because our contributors list was already filtered to only the Republicans. And now we want to narrow this selection down to only those voters that are a member of the Rep Donors group. So 71 of those are in those precincts within that age range. And so when we do add to group and throw them into our target, we can see 32 have been added. 39 were already in there based on their voting history. So now this one group contains all the voters that we want to target. So the easy way to do that, if it doesn't provide you the management capabilities, but it'll easily print out the report, is we'll go through targeting once again. We'll skip everything except for tell it that we just want to all the voters in our recruit captains group. Next page, and now we want to go to walk canvassing and print walk packet. In this case, we're going to use the option to print a barcode for each voter. And we're going to check this option that says sort by precinct. If you want to break it down by street or split odd and evens, you can make those selections as well. We're also going to turn off this include map as cover page, which is already turned off here, because it's not going to make much sense since we're doing all the voters at once. You can see we're doing 1,557 houses as one report, so it's going to take a little bit to run. But this is going to sort it by precinct all in one report, so we can just print this out and then manually just split the packets up by precinct. So this makes the front end work a lot quicker in terms of getting your reports output. You don't have the management capabilities that you have when you use the walk module, which I'll show that in a separate video here. So you can see this field right here indicates precinct 1.1, and it will do these streets in alphabetical order by precinct. So if we scroll through several pages, we'll see that that precinct will change. There'll be a page break. Here we go. So that's the last record of 1.1, and now we've gone on to precinct 2.1. So you can just print this out. It's 131 pages, and you can just break the precincts out